All right, in this video, we're going to take a look at nouns and pronouns and how they're used in a sentence. So we really don't need to know all the other parts of speech just yet. But first we want to look at how nouns and pronouns are used in a sentence. For example, somebody's doing the action, someone's receiving the action. It becomes important when you're trying to make sure that nouns and verbs agree, that the noun and the pronoun agree in plural or singular, those kinds of things. It's just important that you learn this. It's sort of a basic foundation, okay? So to get us started, let's go through and just look for the nouns or pronouns in the sentences I have on the board. I'm going to make it easy for you. I have no pronouns up there, but you could just as easily fill in any of these and make them a pronoun. Okay? So let's find our nouns. Here's council, city council, that's a noun. Okay? Budget, that's a person, place, or thing. That's a thing, so that's a noun. Okay? In this sentence, mayor is a person, so that's a noun. The council is a thing, so that's a noun. Report is a thing. Okay? City attorney or the attorney, that's a person. Meeting, that's a thing we're talking about, right? It's a thing. Person, okay? A person. And then Texas is a place, okay? So all of these are our nouns. Now I said that you could just as easily make one of these a pronoun, and I think I'm going to go ahead and do it with this sentence just so you get a sense of what to look for in case you do have a pronoun, okay? So here's our pronoun, okay? Now, in order to figure out how something is used in a sentence, I'm going to be honest, the best way to do that is to find the verb, because the verb helps you to decide whether it's how it's going to be used, the nouns and pronouns are. Okay, so in this first sentence, the city council approved the budget. Let's take a look. Where is our verb? Approved. Okay, that's what they did. That's the action that they did. So this is how you approach it. Who did the approving? The city council did, so they are the subject. Who did the action is always going to be your subject. Who did the action? Okay, so city council is a subject. They approved what? The budget. When you can say city council approved what, okay, the mayor gave what, those kinds of things, that's going to be your direct object because it's directly part of the action. The city council approved, and that's direct object of their budget, okay? So let's go to our next sentence. The mayor gave the council his report. Now you should, again, find the verb very quickly. This is the giving. These are short sentences too, so hopefully you can find the verb. So this is our verb. So who gave? The mayor did. So the mayor is going to be our subject. Okay? But now you've got to be careful. The mayor gave what? Okay? The mayor didn't give the council. He didn't give the council over to somebody. Okay? He gave what? He gave his report. So the report is going to be the direct object. Okay? So the mayor gave his report is the direct object. The council is part of the action, but it's not directly part of the action. So if you did your tutorials, you'll know this is called an indirect object. Okay? An indirect object. Other examples would be, for example, she threw him the ball. And she didn't throw him, she threw the ball. So it's part of the action, it's just not directly. Now sometimes people say, well, why can't we just say the mayor gave his report to the council? Well, we can do that, but why do we have to rewrite sentences if we just learn grammar? Okay? So we just need to know what that is. Okay? Now, the next sentence, let's take a look at this one. We have our noun, attorney. Okay? We have was. That's a verb. Okay, we're going to learn more about this verb here in a minute. It's called a linking verb, to be kind of, or is, are, was. Okay? And then we don't have anything happening quite yet. Okay? But attorney was. Okay? So that's our subject. The attorney was. Who was? The attorney was. Okay? Now, we can't say that this is going to be a direct object because he didn't, was isn't something that you can action-wise. It's more of a thing of being, okay? Plus, there's a key word for us here that tells us this is not going to be a direct object or an indirect object, okay? Again, I said before, I think on the first video, that kind of look around your sentence to find other things. Who can tell me what this is, okay? What is at? The squirrel is at the tree. Remember that? It's a preposition. So if you did your readings of your tutorials, what comes after a preposition? An object of the preposition, okay? So that's why you need to know your prepositions, okay? Because that is an object of the preposition. And when we get to pronouns, it's important that you know objects and subjects because those words will change Okay? Attorney doesn't change if I use it as a subject or as a direct or as an object. It doesn't change in spelling. But you know from your pronouns that they do. Okay? So if we say the mayor gave them, okay, we wouldn't say the mayor gave they, because they is a subject pronoun, right? They went to the meeting, okay? So that's why you also need to know, because when you're working on pronouns, they will change spelling. Now, most of you are going to say, oh, yeah, I just have to, it sounds right in a sentence. And most of the time, probably 90% of the time, that's what it's going to be. But just knowing it makes you a better person, a better writer, a better copy editor, and a better person, but a better copy editor, because you understand the language and you don't have to rewrite just so it doesn't sound bad. And if you make something sound bad and one person like Jody is reading it and sees the mistake, you lose your credibility. Okay? So your job as a copy editor is to make sure people can trust what you've written there. Knowing basic grammar helps with that. Okay, off my high horse now. Okay, so preposition, object of the preposition. So we go down here, here's our other pronoun, who was. Yeah, that's pretty easy. Subjects are rarely ones people have trouble with, except when we get to more compound kind of sentences. Okay, we'll look at those in a future video. Okay, he was a judge. Okay, now this is why it's important for us to understand words like linking verbs. Okay, the two B's, the was, the is, the was, the were. Okay, because what that means is the noun that comes after was, okay, is going to be the same thing as the thing that comes before it. Okay, so for example, if it's a verb, if it's a pronoun, he, we're going to know it's a male. Again, sometimes in your AP style books, you're going to see if it's used for women, it's this way, if it's for men, this way. So knowing how things relate in a sentence is going to be important. Plus, if you read your tutorials, you know that this is not like a subject-object kind of sentence, right? Because it's a subject with a linking verb. So a noun after a linking verb is called a predicate nominative, okay? Predicate nominative. It's in the tutorials, so take a look at how the spelling is. And, there's your college money right there, because you get this nice big word that you get to learn, okay? Predicate nominative. It means a noun after a linking verb, okay? Then we have Texas. We've got this little noun over here that we have to worry about. So how do we know what it is, okay? Because we have a linking verb, we're not going to have a direct object or indirect object, okay? So we got to look around. What's around it? What's this word right here? In, right? It's a preposition, okay? So a noun after a preposition, we just learned that in the first sentence, right above it, is an object of the preposition. Very good, okay? So when you're working on this worksheet, it's also a good idea to find your verbs as well as your nouns and pronouns. It'll help you figure out what they are. Maybe you can come back to this video and also help kind of jog some of those memories about what's an object of the preposition and predicate nominative. Okay? So try and take a look at these two videos when you're working on your grammar worksheets for week 1. And again, if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to just send me an email. Okay? I try to stay on top of those. You can also, I'm here on campus, so you could come by, we can meet at the library, whatever's convenient. We can even do FaceTime. Okay, so just let me know what you need to help you better understand. But don't not read and then get mad because you didn't understand something, okay? So read first, but then be sure and reach out to me. Okay, good luck.